Hello and welcome to another edition of Kid Fresh Cooking. Thanks to Sanjeev Kapoor. We got this one ordered the same time we did the other one with the veg dum biryani. And this is the veg Burmese cow sway. And please welcome the master chef.
Sous chef. He's the master chef.
Whatever chef. Oh yes, so he's the master chef. You're the executive chef. I'm just...
By the way.
Yeah. So we're going to now open this up and reveal all the good stuff that's inside of this. And then we'll plan our cooking. We'll plan the video shoot as we didn't yesterday. And hopefully we'll get it to you quicker, faster, tastier, and better. Kid Fresh. So what we're going to do now quickly is open this goodie bag. And we're not going to wait. We're going to open it up like a present. We're not going to do it neatly. We're not going to do any of that stuff. Here, see the instructions. We also know that inside we have a whole nice pictorial instruction sheet. All right. So, ta-da! Oh, this one also has nimbu. Yesterday it says lemon wedges to garnish. It didn't have nimbu inside, but this one does. So we'll know why this is. Okay. So fresh basil. How do you make cow sway? Here we go. Fresh basil. Fried onions again. Peanut and chili flakes. If you're allergic to peanuts, no, not happening for you. Then you have fried garlic. Now this sous chef behind the camera does not like garlic, so we're going to make it without that for her. Then you have cow sway paste. Now this is where the secret sauce really is. Now we know we have all these ingredients and you can make it at home if you have it. But this paste has what the secret sauce has. Now, do you know how to make this paste? No, well, that's why you want Kid Fresh. Alright, so this is the paste. And then you have fresh vegetables, and it says Asian, so it's got different kinds. I don't know what's Asian about it, but maybe it has bok choy or I don't know. So we'll open this up, but fresh vegetables. And then, fried noodles. Okay, now we'll find out what that fried noodle is going to do for us. And tofu, would you like to use paneer? But this is tofu, not paneer. Okay? And then finally, the main ingredient, noodles. So, all of them laid out. Here's our garbage bag. Now everything will go in here's garbage bag. And then our step-by-step instructions. See you soon. Action.
With heat a deep non-stick pan on medium flame. Add 1 liter water. So I'm going to be adding 1 liter water to this pan.
So what are we going to do? We're going to first prepare the noodles. We're going to make the noodles in there first and
first bring it to boil.
Ready.
First bring this to boil.
I know. So we're going to do this because this takes time. And then cow sway is just about putting stuff together. But this has to be cooked. So we're going to do this first. Right here. And we're back. So what we're going to do now is we're thinking ahead on this, right? Okay? So step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. There are 4 steps. In the first step, we're making the noodles with the vegetables and the tofu. Right? So we're going to do this. How? We'll tell you now. So this is the noodles pack, the fresh vegetables, and the tofu. They'll all go in here till we get this to a boil. That's the instructions, and it takes 6 minutes as per instructions. So we've just lit the fire. The water has to come to a boil before we add all of these, and then keep it in that boiling water for 6 minutes. You see how nicely this is all packed? Now it looks like they're brown paper bags, but they're not brown paper bags. They're brown paper outside, but inside they're lined with plastic, so it's fresh, it's strong, it's not something that you can just tear out. So we can actually tear it off with this little thing here. We don't really need a scissor. So mom, just try and tear it off. Just tear it off just like you were a little kid in a candy store with your favorite thing inside. Yes, that's right. Now it's like a Ziploc thing. So you open it up and bada bing, bada bang, and whoa, it's really tough. Okay. But there you go. That's what keeps it fresh.
It's like child lock. This is old people lock.
Old lady lock.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so let's look at all the fresh vegetables in there. What is it? What is it? Point it to the camera. Don't look at it. The camera needs to look at it. Ooh, interesting. Zucchini and broccoli and what have you.
This is also ready.
That's old Mother Hubbard out of her cupboard cooking Burmese cowsway from Kid Fresh. Yeah. Step 1 and step 2, we've sort of prepared it. Step 1, the water is boiling. Step 2, the ingredients are ready to go into making the noodles and the vegetables. Step 3 is we're going to take this water that we collect out of straining and then prepare it to make the cowsway sauce. A total of about 12 minutes on this one. So its total time is about 30 minutes in the whole thing. And then step 4 would be to put it all together in a bowl, swad anusar, as Sanjeev Kapoor would always say. Alright, so we're getting ready because once this comes to a full boil, it's 6 minutes after that the first stage will get ready. And joining in the excitement, we have Jasper, who feels lonely otherwise, that both of us at home and we're in the kitchen, so he says, no, I want to be here with you too. Hello Jasper, but this is not for you. Bye-bye Jasper. So now that the water has come to a full boil, we're going to take the noodles and putting it right in there. Noodles. And then we're going to put the vegetables in there as well, all in together. And look at those Asian vegetables. Yummy. Mom, can you just make sure all the carrots are in there? And then we're going to put in the tofu. All of them going to boil together for 6 minutes. Well, we've got the timer getting on now for 6 minutes. We'll be back with the next steps on the Kid Fresh Cowsway by Sanjeev Kapoor. So we've improvised this a little bit since we're a vegetarian household. If you'd like to put your own chicken or whatever meat, fish, prawn or whatever you want into this, you could. But we are going to use the egg that we have left at home. The one egg boiled and adding the protein into this. Now once 6 minutes later we have our noodles and vegetables and tofu all boiled, we're going to strain it in this and collect it in this because that water is going to be useful to make the cowsway sauce. Chef, ban raha hai, chef?
Yeah, ban raha hai. Nice, it looks good.
I like the colors, it's so colorful. And food, when it's colorful, it's actually appetizing and it gives you positive vibes and you start connecting with it. So it's a spiritual thing about color and food.
They say you eat with your eyes first and then with your mouth.
3 minutes into the water boiling. Okay, so 6 minutes done and we've got to take this out and strain it. Okay, it's hot, hot, hot. I just can't wait to eat this. If you've never had cowsway, trust me, this is yummy. It's a coconut-based sauce because it's Burmese and a lot of our neighboring countries, we have a lot of commonalities in our ingredients and the coconut paste is their base in a lot of their food. Ah, look at that steam. This hot water, which we strained out of the noodles and vegetables, now all those nutrients are in here, so we don't want to waste that. Alright, so now we've got to put the cowsway paste into this as step 3 and create this paste after manipulating the heat and the temperature coming in from low flame to high flame and back to low flame to thicken it enough so it sticks to the spatula or the ladle that you cook it in. So we've got the cowsway paste open and ooh, it smells so yummy inside. So I'd love to know how to make this paste, but I guess he's not giving up his secrets there. And look at that colorful noodle, vegetables and tofu combination that we're going to have as a base. And look at that, no clutter here. This is two chefs. They say, you know, too many cooks spoil the meal. I think too many cooks make this meal more fun to make, and it's a nice pastime. So here we go. So we're going to now use this used water and putting in the cow's whey paste.
Thank you.
So chef, can you take over? Let's not waste any of that. Squeeze it in, baby. All inside now. The water, now see, it's also separated. The paste is separate from the water, right? So the idea is to homogenize this, thicken it together, and make it one yummy paste by heating it and bringing this to a boil for 7 minutes, and the timer is on. So we're barely about 2.5 minutes into the boil, and here's what's happening to this. So you got to keep your eye on this so it doesn't overflow, just like you know when you boil milk, and you've got to give it that, all that air is coming out, right? So you've got to give that air some puncture so it flattens again. This boiling action is going to start mixing it with the water, and eventually that water is going to evaporate a little bit and then create that thickness. What do you say, chef?
Interesting. Much easier than making my South Indian khana.
We're going for that 7-minute mark, and then 5 minutes in low flame. And the 7-minute mark, there we go, to reduce the flame to low for 5 minutes. And this is how it looks now, 7 minutes later, and hopefully this is going to start to thicken. But even if it doesn't thicken, you know, sometimes you like it, you know, the sauce can be a little watery as well, because the flavor and the aroma, oh my god, the coconut aroma on this one is just so fabulous. Obviously gets your gastric juices all going and ready to say, I want it now. But patience, people, patience. This whole process takes about 30 minutes. If done, cut to cut. Otherwise, let's just say 40 minutes, including prep time. And while this is continuing to thicken, and this awaits our pellets, we've got to prepare for the assembly of cow's whey. And we're going to do it like this. We're going to empty all of these into these little cups, or katoris as we call it, and we've added the extra ingredient called eggs. The fresh basil, as fresh as any leaf can be when it's put in a box. We also have fresh basil called tulsi. By the way, basil is also tulsi, and you say...
I got some fresh stuff this morning.
So we actually talk about that little quick kava, or what we call kashaya, for boosting our immunity during COVID times, and tulsi is a big part of it.
Big part. Mint leaves also, I put cloves, I put cinnamon, jeera, peppercorns, kalonji seeds, a little bit of pudina. Boil all this together nicely, strain it and keep it.
Well, this is not part of cow's whey. This is just the the mixture that she makes.
Immunity kashaya.
Yeah, the booster immunity stuff, whatever. But that's really why we have fresh tulsi with us, yes, which we can replace fresh basil with. All right, so we emptied, and by the way, the garbage can, it's so handy. See, everything is so clean over here. As you can see, we've gone well beyond the 5 minutes of low flame cooking of the cow's whey sauce to see it thickens, but it hasn't really thickened much, so we're going to go a little longer just so we get that precise consistency of the thickening, because the instruction says that it should stick to the ladle, and it still doesn't stick to the ladle. So we're going to give it a little more on the flame, and in the meanwhile we've got this waiting, and voila, how good is that? So everything in those packets have been emptied out into these katoris. The eggs that we added, fresh basil that came with it, the fried onions, peanut and chili flakes, then it's fried garlic, and then the fried noodles to top it all off. Oh, how pretty this kitchen looks when you have it looking professional. We still wait for it to thicken a little bit, so maybe that 5-minute timing is a little too premature, or maybe it's supposed to be only this thick, but I think it can get a little thicker. And we are finally awaiting step 4. You divide the noodles and vegetables into 2 bowls. Split the sauce into the 2 bowls because this serves only 2. And of course you have the fried onions and all those other garnish things we looked at earlier, and put it on there, and we're ready to rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the grub. And what are we doing now? If you're just tuning in, this is exactly what we did. I ordered this with Amazon, and they delivered it fresh in ice boxes, and we put it in the fridge for a couple of days. And now when it's cooked with love, there is no complaints on how it's going to taste, because that love ingredient comes from you. It's not in the box. It's packed with love, but when you cook with love, then the flavors come out. So we've given actually about 20 minutes as opposed to the 5 that was recommended. Again, it's all about personal choice, and I like it a little thicker than normal, I suppose. But if this is the consistency, then here we go. So it's kind of sticking to the ladle now, and I think we're good to go. So everything is ready. We're just waiting for our guest of honor, and we'll introduce you to him as he arrives. Till then, you could just imagine us waiting to dig into this, and you could get your own by ordering it on Amazon.in. And it's called Kid Fresh. There are many dishes. We just ordered this one and the dum biryani, and this is all veg stuff, alright? So you can add your own chicken or your meats if you want, with love. And what a pretty picture this makes, with a lot of love from the house of Sanjeev Kapoor. And here's what it looks like, all laid out, ready to go. There's that fresh tulsi we talked about, and the lemon squeezer if we need to garnish with lime. 2 bowls, it serves 2 people, and now we're just waiting for the special guest. And here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special guest for the Sanjeev Kapoor Kid Fresh Causeway lunch party. Mera kidney ghar aaya, oh Ram ji, mera kidney ghar aaya, oh Ram ji. भाई साहब आइए, आप ही के लिए बना है. आप बहुत लेट हो गए, भूख लगी है भाई, आ जाओ. डॉक्टर साहब, पीछे आपका बुद्धा, सामने बुड्ढा. सामने बुड्ढा.
और बुड्ढी.
और बुड्ढी. Are we ready to go and eat?
Yeah.
Okay, does it look good? What do you think?
It looks very good.
That's it?
Looks very, very good.
That was our attempt at being master chefs. Of course, Sanjeev Kapoor, boss hai.
Made it happen.
But thank you for indulging, putting up with this. And
Causeway
हम
for 2 kidneys.
साथ खाएंगे अभी. Bye. And so it's time for the proof of the causeway. Not pudding, but causeway. I found causeway quite cumbersome actually when made. I have no patience to make it, but if it comes this way, piece of cake. You should try it at home. Bye.